Hey guys, so I'm filming a TMI tag. I just saw that I was tagged on Ariel's video and I'm not having the greatest day, so I had to just turn on my camera and get away for a little bit. I'm going to link her channel below for Ariel. I think it's just Wariel. It's kind of funny right now. She has 666 subscribers. I just saw that and I know she would find that funny. So yeah, she's super saucy, but I love her. She's very real and down to earth. She doesn't try to be someone she's not, and she's just a really cute, cool girl. She's also cruelty free, which of course is very important. So I think you guys would love her channel and I highly suggest you check it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the tag. There are 50 questions, so I will try not to ramble. I'm wearing a super comfy shirt because I wanted this to be a little more laid back, and some pajama bottoms. So the shirt is like, I'm exposing my belly to everybody, but the shirt stops, like the stripes stop halfway down, and then it just has like this cool floral print, and yeah, it's just a really comfy shirt. Ever been in love? Yes I have, and I am. Ever had a terrible breakup? Oh yes, I definitely have, and it happens to be with the same guy I'm in love with that I am still with today. So yeah, things I guess work out for a reason, and he came crawling right back. In high school I also had a really bad breakup, and the guy was a total douche dick, and I don't want to talk about it, but we all have bad breakups, or at least most of us do, but it's for a reason and you end up being better off without him, so don't worry about it. How tall are you? This question should read, how short are you? I'm 5'4". I'm tiny. How much do you weigh? I don't weigh myself. I don't think anyone should really worry about weighing themselves. It's just a number. I'm not saying that because I'm insecure. I really don't weigh myself and I don't care to. If I feel good, then I'm good. Any tattoos? I do have tattoos and I want to make a video on them, so I don't really want to show too much, but I'll kind of talk about them a little bit. I have one in the back of my neck for Friday the 13th. I have another one here under my clavicle, and it's gonna get covered up soon, which is why I can't really see it anymore, but it was written in my mom's handwriting. And then I have my newest piece, which is a pretty big one that goes all the way back, and that one is just the beginning of my sleeve, so that's halfway down right now. And then I have the one on my wrist that you guys have probably seen a lot. It's my kodama, and another one in the back of, or on my back, on my left shoulder blade. That was my first one ever, actually, and I think that's it, but definitely many more to come. Any piercings? Yes. Not as much as tattoos anymore, but when I was in high school I had my lip pierced, and I still have the little indentation, I guess. It kind of looks like a freckle, but you can still see like a piece of skin missing, like it's halfway still open. And then I had my belly button pierced, but I took it off because my body kept rejecting it, and I just gave up after having it pierced like 3 times. I have 2 piercings on each ear, and I always wanted to get my tongue pierced, but my parents never would let me. I'm interested in more, but have not gotten them. Okay, OTP, this seems to be the question that nobody knows how to answer. I'm just gonna be another person that doesn't really know one true pairing. I know it means that. I don't know if it means 2 people from 2 different shows, or 2 different, you know, whatevers that you would pair together, maybe from YouTube or something. So I think I'm gonna pick Little Mermaid and Belle from Beauty and the Beast. They're my new OTP lesbian lovers. Favorite show? I can't ever pick one, so don't expect me to. Off the top of my head, which you guys know I'm terrible at, 30 Rock, The Office, either American or British, I don't care. I mean, I love Ricky Gervais and I love Steve Carell, so it works for me. IT Crowd, which is on BBC, I think, and Mighty Boosh. Probably my top favorite's Mighty Boosh. Hannibal, just because I love Hannibal in general. Used to be really into Dexter, but I kind of stopped keeping up with it after the 4th or 5th season. Bob's Burgers, and I'm sure I'm missing a ton of them, so I'll just kind of like make them come down or something if I miss a lot of them. Favorite bands. This is another hard one because I have so many of them, I'm not going to be able to think of a lot of them now. For sure my top top favorite, like number one, is the Shins. You guys probably know by now from my other videos.
The Shins, the Shins, the Shins. Yes.
Interpol, Modest Mouse, Iron Maiden. I know it's like a switch there. A$AP Rock, Sage Francis. Who else? Iggy Azalea, Purity Ring, Band of Horses. I pretty much love like the older eras of music, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. Don't listen to country. Can't stand. That's probably the only genre I don't listen to other than maybe rap, unless it's like underground hip hop. Don't like country at all. Sorry. I like metal. I like indie. I really love all kinds of music. Ooh, Ben Queller. I can't forget him. Yeah, I could just go on forever, I feel, if I let myself. Something you missed. There are a lot of things I miss, unfortunately. Probably my family being number one. Obviously, you guys know I came here from Brazil when I was like 11, so I'm really excited to go see my grandma, and I'm excited to see my little cousins and my aunts, and yeah, I miss them a lot. I also miss, I don't know, being younger. I feel like the older you, like after you're 23, time just flies by and you don't know where it went. I still feel like I'm 18, like I just can't mentally catch up to my age. So I miss being younger. Favorite song, anything from the Shoots Too Narrow album by the Shins. Really any of their albums, but that's probably like my most nostalgic favorite. How old are you? I am 26. Zodiac sign is Capricorn. I'm actually the first day of Capricorn and my mom is the last. Well, it used to be that way. I don't know if it still is. But yeah. Quality you look for in a partner. Honestly, just someone I'm comfortable with. I don't look for anything specific. I think everybody has their own traits and their own like endearing qualities, but honesty is definitely something that is very important to me because of my trust issues. I look for someone with a sense of humor, someone I can obviously get along with and be comfortable with, like I said, and someone who values their family, I guess, like just the normal generic thing. Favorite quotes. We are a brutal kind and I found a fatal flaw. I found a fatal flaw in the logic of love. Those are two of my favorite by the Shins, but there are a ton more. There's a quote from, I have it here somewhere, but it's a quote from Jonathan Foer's Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, and he just goes, "Succotash my ballsack dipshit," or something, but you have to read the book to understand why that's so funny to me, and I love that quote. Oh, I really love this one quote that I read, you guys are gonna think I'm so lame, on MySpace years ago, and I always had it engraved in my head. Obviously not enough to memorize it, but to keep it. An old man is dying in a hospital bedroom. As he passes away, he hears a baby being born. "Child, I'm no longer scared. We're in this together. I won't wake with the sun, but it will still keep you warm." I think that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. And then I love the quote from Lolita that is very well known as well. "Lolita, light of my life, fire of my loins, my sin, my soul, Lolita, the tip of the tongue, taking a trip of 3 steps down the palate to tap at 3 on the teeth. Lolita. She was low, plain low in the morning, standing 4 feet 10 in 1 sock. She was Lola in slacks. She was Dolly at school. She was Dolores on the dotted line, but in my arms, she was always Lolita." Oh. And then I love the song Água de Bebê, and there's a ton of quotes from that, but one of my favorites is "São as águas de março, fechando o verão, é a promessa de vida no teu coração." I think that's one of the most beautiful ones too. Obviously that one's in Portuguese, so it's not for everyone. Favorite actor. The first one that comes to mind, I'm sure I'm gonna miss a lot, but Anthony Hopkins is one of my top favorites. And then of course I love Audrey Hepburn. Anyone from those movies. My favorite movie is Harold and Maude, so those two actors, I can never remember their name. Oh, and I also love the actor from Science of Sleep. That's like my second favorite movie. Gael Garcia, I think is his last name, but oh, I love him. He's so amazing. Favorite color. Mine is kind of the absence of color, I guess, because I love black. I just think it's pretty much my first pick for almost everything. Loud music or soft. Totally depends on my mood. I can do either. I can completely relax to some classical music or jazz, or I can be dancing around in my underwear and to some really heavy rock and have a great time by myself. Or ska, actually. I love ska. Where do you go when you're sad? This is so lame. You guys are gonna make so much fun of me. I go in my closet. I have like a walk-in closet, and when I'm sad I just get my big teddy bear that I call Horchata, and I take him in there with me and I just cry in his arms, like in my big teddy bear's arms. I know, but I go in my closet. It's like the place I go to just get away from everything, close the door, and be sad. How long does it take you to shower? I like to be as conserving as possible when it comes to water and stuff like that, so I try to only take like no longer than 15 minutes. The longest I'll take is 20, but normally my showers are like 5 to 10 minutes, just because I know how to be very thorough without having to take an hour. And I normally relax in the morning when I'm having my coffee, not in the shower like a lot of people do. Again, I don't like to be wasteful, but yeah, I think the longest I'll ever take is if I'm actually taking a bubble bath and having like a spa day, which I rarely do, but when I do, I like to just stay in there as long as possible. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? Again, it depends what I'm doing. I could do my makeup in like 5 seconds, just put some mascara on or something and lip balm and leave. Or if it's a full face and I'm taking my time, that I really love to do, that's another way that I relax. I think makeup to me is a form of artistry and I like doing it, so if I'm actually having time to do it, I can take up to like, I would say an hour tops. Ever been in a physical fight? I was totally that girl in the playground that while all the other girls were fighting, I was trading stickers with my best friend. I can get a little ratchet if I've been drinking, but then it's mostly verbal. 24 and 25 correlate because it's turn on and then turn off. I hate those questions because I hate that kind of stuff. I am not very specifically turned on and off by things. I think everybody, like I said before, has their specific qualities that can be turn-ons and turn-offs. I'll try to be generic as possible for the sake of the tag. It's always a turn-on when someone's very artistic and is very like goal-oriented. If you see that they're really striving to do what they love doing, like a guy or a girl that chasing their dreams and doing what they love, I think that's such a turn on, just, you know, being creative. But a turn off, someone who doesn't have any of that, someone who's just lazy, just sits around and doesn't seem to care about anything. Someone who's really rude or who's judgmental. I think people who are judgmental and closed-minded, those are just two of the worst qualities ever in my eyes. The reason I joined YouTube, honestly, it was to be like more of an activist and to help fight bullying and now spread the word about animal cruelty and natural products and stuff like that, but really it was just to help fight bullying and try to be an inspiration to people who maybe need help or need somewhere to turn to escape reality. I kind of touched on this in my video where I was featured on RPM Network, so if you guys want to check that out, I go into a little deeper there. I just really wanted a creative outlet for my anxiety and depression, and to maybe find other people who suffered with it as well that could benefit from me, and then I could benefit from them, and we would be a positive force in the universe. Fears. Death. Death is my #1 fear. Not me dying, but everybody around me dying, like me losing people I love. That is the thing I'm the most scared of. I mean, screw bugs and anything else. I love snakes. I love heights I'm not a fan of, but yeah, if you have to get, you know, very philosophical, definitely death. Last thing that made you cry. Well, I actually lost a coworker recently, and I've lost some family members as well, which is why I was going on a trip, family emergency trip, and it's been a rough month. It's been a rough few years actually, and I just finished crying this morning. So yeah, when you see someone who might look okay, like I look okay right now, inside they might not be, so keep that in mind. Last time you said you love someone, I like to say I love you as much as possible. I probably just said it to my mom a second ago, so I'll go with that. Meaning behind your YouTube name. Actually, I kind of hated my YouTube name for a while. It used to be Shinship because of the Shins. On their website they had like this big ship and it was all nautical themed, but then I changed it because I thought it was a little too vague and cryptic, so I was like, okay, I have to find something that's a little easier to find or easier to read, I guess. And so I stuck with XO Love Letty. I love writing letters. I think it's such an an art form that is also dying, like the art of conversation. And so, you know, I always sign my letters with love Letty, love Leticia, and that just stuck in my head. I know for my videos I would be talking to people or, you know, kind of doing things that were creative for me, and I would always say love Letty in my letters, so I figured that's how I would sign off on my videos, if that makes sense. So it's a little, you know, corny and some might say unoriginal, but I like it. It's simple, and that's how it came about. Last book you read. I read Neil Gaiman's new book, Ocean at the End of the Lane, a while ago. It was fantastic. Highly recommend it. Way more of a personal one for him he's done in a while. Been reading a lot of Death Note and some other comics, and my memory is about to die, so let's speed this up. Last show I watched, I think it was Conan or Bob's Burgers, one of those. Last person you talked to. My boyfriend just called me. The relationship between you and the person you last texted. Déjame ver. Oh, I just texted Georgette. We have a video up right now, our collab video, and I love her. Our relationship is friends, so platonic friends. Favorite food. I love French fries. I know it's so bad for you, but it's like my #1 guilty pleasure, French fries. Gnocchi, also my grandma's gnocchi specifically, or her lasagna. Oh, I almost choked there. Place you want to visit. I have so many on my list of where to travel. Probably top ones being Singapore, Tokyo, India. I know I'm going from like specific to vague, but whatever. China or Japan, really, not just Tokyo. Anywhere in Europe. I've never been to Europe, and I actually have a lot of family in Italy, so that would be my top one to go to now. Last place you were. I don't know if this means physically, like around my house, or like vacation wise, but I'll go with vacation because I'm sure you guys don't want to know where I was last in case I just went pee or something. But I just went to New York, like I said, for a day trip. It was incredible. My mom and I got there at 6 in the morning, or no, we got there at 10, but we left here at 6. And then we left at 7:45. We came in at LaGuardia and left from Newark, which is in Jersey. Yeah. Do you have a crush? Well, I have a boyfriend, so I guess I kind of have to have a crush. But let's count Iggy Azalea as my crush, because if my boyfriend wasn't around, whew. Last time you kissed someone. Don't really have to answer this, you guys can just figure it out for yourselves. Last time you were insulted. Ooh, that's a good one. I work at the airport, so every single day I get called all these horrible names. My life is threatened. If you guys ever have a gate agent, give them a hug if you get a chance, because I seriously think it's the worst job for anybody to ever have in their entire lives. Like, you are just mentally and physically just spent and frazzled, and it's awful. And if it wasn't for the flight benefits, none of them would be there. So, and actually on YouTube, I don't get insulted as much as I used to, which is awesome because I'm a little sensitive and I'm trying not to be. But I can't remember the last horrible comment that I received. That's nice. Favorite flavor of sweet. I'm kind of boring, so I always stick with strawberry, but I really like it's not tajin, but it's like a Mexican candy. It's the specific like spicy-ish flavor they have. Oh, what's it called? Tamarindo, I think is what it's called, but it's so good. What instruments do you play? I used to play drums and piano and the keyboard, but now I don't play anything, unfortunately. My brother plays the guitar, which I'm really envious of because I've always wanted to learn how to play, but I definitely want to learn more instruments. Favorite piece of jewelry? I just mentioned the new video that we have up. It's a tag video, Georgette and I, so I'll link it right here. It'll tell you guys my top 10. Last sport you played? I haven't been very active, so I'd have to probably say sand volleyball or soccer, indoor soccer. Last song you sang? Well, I was just talking about the Shins and I started singing them, so yeah. Wind Sing the Night Away, I think.